the Market with Bryan Neiman. At the Market's videotaped before a live audience at Neiman's Family Market in St. Clair. At the Market is sponsored by Fifth Third Bank, the Curious Bank, by St. John's Providence River District Hospital, Waste Management, Think Green, and St. Clair County Community Mental Health. Now let's join our host for this week's At the Market.
And welcome back to another edition of At the Market with Bryan Neiman. We are here with James Kokoneski.
You got it.
I did it. It was only 20 minutes of linguistics to figure out how to say his name properly, but now, thanks, James, for coming out. We are going to do some grilling today. It's grilling season, so we're going to hit that. And James is going to talk a little bit about some experience he had this summer in France, or last summer in France, and some fun stuff. So when we get back, we're going to talk about steaks. James is going to grill them up. We're going to eat them, and if you aren't here, that's your mistake. So that's too bad. But we're gonna attack that, and we've got another guest from St. Clair Community Mental Health. So we'll be right back after a word from some of our sponsors.
No matter which door you walk through,
you have access to all of us.
I'm a neuro-otologist at Providence Park Hospital.
I'm a pediatric oncology nurse at St. John Hospital.
No matter what kind of care you need,
we have someone in the system who can help you.
I'm a bariatric dietitian at St. John Macomb Oakland Hospital.
I'm a cardiologist at Providence Hospital.
You're covered in the St. John Providence Health System.
It's a system of incredible hospitals and over 125 medical centers.
We can provide everything that you and your family need, from dependable pharmacies
to experienced home health and hospice services
and trusted, compassionate behavioral health care.
We are a faith-based system, so we care for the mind, body, and spirit.
We treat the whole person.
It's more than just what we do. It's our passion.
No matter what service you need,
from preventative care to rehab,
from sickness to health.
Our system has Southeast Michigan covered.
St. John Providence Health System, a passion for healing.
And we are back. So James, thanks for joining us today and helping us out. You'll see him much more often this year, kind of stepping in and doing the host stuff. So appreciate that. So I'll be gone between now and, well, I'll be back in March of next year. So good luck. No. But what I'm going to do is tell you a little bit about some of the steaks that we've got here at the store and some of the things that you want to look for when you're going to buy steaks. And one thing you want to look for is all of this marbling is really kind of where that's at, is the flavor.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so this is a ribeye, and the ribeye is going to tell you whether or not it's a select choice prime beef, there's normally 3 flavors, 3 grades, and there's different types of choice, and we could get into all kinds of stuff like that. But when you're at the store, and certainly here, look for a Chairman's Reserve, which is something we sell. It's kind of our premium brand, but it really will come in with lots of marbling and all kinds of stuff, and that fat cap and all that stuff is really what you're going to want to look for. It's going to be really where you get your flavor.
Absolutely. When we grill that, that's what's going to hit the coals and help us get all the added smokiness and the flavor, and actually create this reaction, the Maillard reaction that gives us umami, the 6th flavor sense, to really add to the palate and make that steak enjoyable.
So we got different things this year. The what?
Umami. It's a sense that we get in our mouth of actually the sugars caramelizing once we reach a higher temperature, right around about 180.
Okay, awesome. That's cool, because that's what the flavor is, and that's the fun stuff, right?
That's why we want a nice hot grill. We'll get out there. We'll go over that. That's just like we were talking about in France, though. I can remember the first time I was asked to go grill some things, I was looking for the nice barbecue like we have here with the propane, and I was given a bag of wood and a grill and a grate and said, good luck, it's 250 steaks. Definitely not as nice as these. In Europe, we don't get to see the kind of meat that we're lucky to have in markets like this, and really fortunate to be able to enjoy a great protein like this. It's just something that I didn't see in the full time I was there in France.
Well, tell us a little bit about what you did in France and who you were cooking for. I mean, you were telling me a little bit before you got started. Great story, really kind of a neat deal.
I got an opportunity to cook for some of the racing teams for the 24-hour Le Mans races, and it's a 24-hour race, so we were cooking 24 hours, and just got to use some fresh products that I've never seen or got to use before. A lot of different fish, a lot of chicken, a lot of pork items that we don't see here. And definitely the little bit of beef that we used, everybody just loved it. And that if we had anything close to the stuff we have stateside, or some of the things we get to select here, truly a joy to work with.
Oh, a lot of fun. So, all right, well, we're going to be right back because we're going to pack up. We're going to head out to the grill. A couple things that I like to do, and I know you, was try to get your steaks to room temperature before you grill them. That really kind of will help sear that in, but those are kind of some fun things we like to do. So we're going to pack these up, head out to the grill. So we're going to be right back.
Challenge the clock. Challenge trends. Challenge gravity. Challenge expectations. Challenge world records. Challenge the culture and the future. Challenge banking. We challenge ourselves to be curious about ideas that make banking better. We're Fifth Third Bank, the curious bank.
Welcome back to Neiman's here in St. Clair. We've got a nice hot grill, and it's an awesome grill for outside. Definitely one that I like working with without a lid, so we're not really oven baking. We're going to actually grill something. So we're going to take our ribeye steak that we just talked about. We'll season it up with a little bit of salt, pepper, garlic. Then we'll put it on right there. We want to hear that sizzle nice and hot. We got two beautiful ribeyes here. Nice marbling. That'll really help us. You can see the fat actually dripping right now on the coals, which will give us all that smoke, give us all that extra flavor that we want. What's nice here too, you could choose, I just went through the meat counter, you can get thinner ones for those that like medium well or well, and thicker here if we need to make it medium rare, and that way we can actually finish it on the grill. We're not worried about taking it inside to an oven or anything. We can capture as much flavor off the char grill that we can get, and that's kind of what we're looking for when we grill outside. And it's a healthier way to cook it too than cooking it in oils and searing it. It'll probably take us, I would say, 2-3 minutes, and then we'll turn it 90 degrees if we want the perfect squares, or 45 if we want the diamonds, depending on what steakhouse or what chef or who you work with. So it'll take us a couple of minutes here to get some pretty color to it. So you always want to find the hottest spot of your grill to try to get your marks on there to get a lot of the flavor.
James, you were talking before we got started about a couple of really good side dishes for this, like portobello mushrooms. What's some other ideas that people can put on the grill, healthy, kind of when you're doing these steaks, when you're grilling out outside?
Well, whenever you got the grill on, you're using the gas and whatnot anyway, so that's when I like to put maybe some different kind of kebabs or some peppers, portobello mushrooms, zucchini, yellow squash, grilled eggplant, anything you can find, a little bit of dressing too, whether it's just Italian dressing or whatnot. Keep it simple and just get some more flavors coming off the grill. Sweet potatoes are nice. Grill different types of potatoes.
Okay. How long does it normally grill? Like a sweet potato, if you cut it in half, how long is that going to take someone if they're going to try that?
I would say you always want to, it's your thickness. So instead of doing like a half a potato or whatnot, try to keep everything maybe half-inch, quarter-inch or whatnot, so it'll grill when it's done with your meat. Depending on what kind of meat. This one here, this steak is going to be a lot quicker, probably about 8 to 10 minutes if you wanted it medium rare. Okay. Maybe a little longer if you want it medium well. Where this steak here, obviously take a little longer.
Okay. So you just turned them to 90 degrees. What will that do again? So
that'll give us a nice square look, so it'll look just like a professional restaurant.
Oh, really?
Or kitchen.
Okay.
For sure.
So when you grill, you said you were grilling on wood. What did you have to do when you were over in France that time?
When we were in France, we had nothing, just the grate like this and just a box like so. We had wood, and we actually cut down a couple of trees to use the wood that we were cutting with, and that's what they gave us. But what we found, it was the best way to cook, so that's what we actually used for lunch and dinner. We grilled everything. Grilled different types of chicken, grouse, rabbit. We had a lot of different types of pork steaks, and they used a lot of marinades there. They weren't as fortunate to get good marble steaks. A lot of the underutilized cuts, I went through and seen a few different flat irons here.
Yep.
So you can marinate those too, and they're at better price points here in the States, and they're phenomenal tasting compared to anything that you've seen in Europe.
So how was grilled rabbit?
Grilled rabbit. Everything was interesting there. A lot of different types of foods that we're not used to here in America. With the teams that I cooked for, we had American teams, we had Italian teams, so they liked different ethnic foods that they were used to having. They didn't want to get too unique, too many different types of items, so we tried to keep it familiar, keep it simple. I think people can overcomplicate a lot of things that they cook. So here, just some salt, some pepper, some garlic, nice sear, and buy a good product. It's all about fresh, quality products. I wish here in America we seen people shopping every day versus once a month.
Right.
I think they'd get such a better diet that way.
So when you talk about shopping every day, what do you suggest an everyday customer looks for when they go to a store? So what's a good way to plan out a week? That's something you guys are working on, I know.
I think the most important thing is the shopping list. So we figure out what meals we want, and then when we go to find those meals, when we go to the store, we try to buy the freshest ingredients, whether it be if it's a salad, the lettuce that's in season right now. We're not buying watermelons in December that we know they're not around here. We're using the sweet potatoes. We're using different ingredients that are picked locally at that time of the year.
Okay, great. And then you're always that you don't want to ever cut your steak open. You know what I mean? Everybody goes, well, is it done? Do I cut? Can you tell us how to test it? I mean, somebody always told me, you feel the side of your hand, or what are some of the tests or things that you guys do when you're cooking to know how long it should stay on the grill?
A lot of that, I guess the good thing is I think people should just cook more often.
Okay.
And then the more you cook steaks, the more you'll get used to it. But yeah, based on the firmness of the steak, if it's a little less firm, then we know it's more toward medium rare. If it's a little bit dense and harder, then it's a little tougher. We know it's a little bit more toward the medium well to well. But all the different cuts also are different too.
So everything is going to be a little different.
Sure, a flat iron's a little bit softer. Plus, like right now when we turn this, if we touch it right away, because it's hot, it's going to feel a little bit firmer than what it really is. You need to let it rest just 30 seconds and then touch it again, and you'll be able to tell. A lot of it too is the sight, the smells. We can just tell by seeing it where it's at. But again, I probably cooked thousands and thousands of steaks.
Right.
To get used to that. But I mean, if you were doing it once a week, twice a week at home, I think even rotating a menu to get confident in what you're cooking, make different steaks. They don't have to be ribeyes every night, or they can be smaller too. We don't need, this one's probably looks like about a 1 pound steak. There's nothing wrong with eating, say, a 6-ounce steak and then having it 2 or 3 times a week versus waiting until Sunday and doing the big steak.
Right, sure. So when you cook, how about chicken? What's a good way to grill some chicken? It's that time of year.
Grilling, again, I was just in back checking different things out. And again, you don't need the thickest chicken breast. You had some nice thin ones there, small packages. I think it was about $3, just enough for maybe a portion for a family of 4 nice 6-ounce chicken breasts. And then go ahead and put them on your grill, and they're nice and thin. You don't need them too thick, I'm sure. You could even ask the butcher or look for the packages that are a little thinner. And then cook them so that they can cook all the way on the grill so they're not raw. Again, just salt and pepper. And then you can utilize them with if you wanted to put teriyaki sauce, barbecue sauce, Caesar dressing, ranch dressing. You can use it for a salad. You could use it as an entree. You can do whatever you'd like with them that way.
They talk about resting meats. What does that mean? What do you mean? Someone says, oh, you got to let it rest. What does that mean?
As soon as these steaks are done, if we went ahead and cut it right away, like you said, to check the temperature or look at it, all the juices are going to run out, and then your medium rare will end up being medium well. Mostly if you buy a lot of frozen products and frozen steaks, whenever I've cooked anything like that, you can tell right away, you'll go from medium rare to medium well right away. That's why these nice fresh steaks, so much better to work with. That's why I would suggest coming out more often to the market, getting more for that day or maybe today or tomorrow, and don't be buying for 3-4 weeks at a time, getting frozen foods, and then it's very difficult, even for me, to cook them the way that I'd want them or a guest would want them.
Okay, great.
Smells good.
Yeah, they really do. So what else do you have? At the community mental health? What do you guys kind of cook for at the restaurant up there?
Every day we try to include a healthy salad, a hot entree, and a sandwich, and 2 soups. But try to show different techniques. Grilling, there's really only 6 or 7 ways to cook, and grilling's one of them. One of my favorites. Versatile, whether it's chicken like we talked about, seafood, scallops. So many different things you can do, and it's so healthy. Here, we didn't even add a bunch of extra oil or a bunch of extra fats, just what's natural in the products.
So you had a flare-up. Normally everybody gets scared about that, right? But you just kind of looked at it, you watched it go. I'm like, oh my God, my wife, you're burning the steaks. What are you doing? What was it? How do you do control all that?
Usually when that happens, there's a hot spot somewhere in the grill, so we move it to another spot of the grill just so that we don't have to, you don't want the steak tasting a little bit like oily or greasy, and we'll move it over so it's not smoky. We want enough smoke, though, that we have flavor. And again, so important, a lot of times at home I see people closing the grill and trying to really oven bake that steak, and they're not getting the flavor really the way they need to. Really suggest getting the thickness of the item that you want. It's better to cook 2 or 3 thin steaks and cook them all the way on the grill than buy one thick one and then just really wrestle with it or have to finish it in the oven or close the grill.
Okay, great.
Right now this one's looking around medium rare.
Okay.
This is something I don't like to do is keep flipping them too much around, but
Great. All right, well, we're going to finish these up, and then we're going to come back after that, and we've got a special guest from also Amy's from here from Community Mental Health. So we're going to be right back. We're going to get these off the grill, cut them up, show them what they look like, and we're going to be right back.
Somebody who's really struggling financially, who may not know what resources are out there that can help them, as well as people who are at risk of homelessness and people who are homeless.
Okay, so where do they go, and what time do they get there?
It is Wednesday, May 9th.
Okay.
The fair actually starts at 10 o'clock and runs till 3.
Oh, nice.
It's up in Port Huron, the community college.
Okay.
So St. Clair County Community College. They'll come in, they'll register, they'll get everything that they need. If they're interested in participating in the mobile food truck, we'll have one of those at 1 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
When they register, they'll get a number that'll hold their spot in line, and then they can go through the fair and come back out at 1:45 and go get in line for the food.
And when you're going through the fair, what are you seeing? What are who's going to be there to help me or the people in need?
We have over 90 different vendors throughout the north building. So we have the second floor, first floor, and the gym filled with organizations providing financial assistance, education, employment, child and family services, some health screening. We have counseling assessments and screenings.
Okay.
So there's a wide variety of services we have in the gym, pet care and safety and services for people with disabilities. I mean, you name it, we're
How
probably
many?
got it covered.
This is your 5th year.
This is our 5th year.
How many people do you normally get through the event so people know it's just not them going there? There's lots of people.
Last year we had 625 people come through.
Holy smokes.
Yes. So it is a big event.
Absolutely.
It is
great.
really a big event.
A lot of people there to help. A lot of good things come out of it.
Exactly. For anyone who has small children under the age of 5, we have a licensed child care set up in the basement.
Excellent.
They register them, and the kids will be taken care of. They can go through the fair without pushing the strollers and worrying about the kids.
Right.
Lunch is provided.
Okay.
So
great.
It's a great day.
So it is May 9th, 10 to 3, St. Clair Community College, and it's the resource fair. So great. Excellent. Amy, thank you so much.
you,
Good
Bryan.
luck. And we're going to be right back because I know James is finishing up on the grill. He's walking in. I think the steaks are ready, so we're going to be right back. Thanks.
Aligning your company's economic goals with its environmental ones can be a challenge. There are many sides to consider. As North America's leading environmental solutions company, Waste Management works with you to rethink your resources, minimize your waste, and achieve your green goals, all the way around. To learn more, go to thinkgreen.com.
All right, you're back.
Here
you
we
got
go.
it. How'd we do?
Well, what a beautiful day, a hot grill outside, but we've got 2 steaks here for us to try. Let's take a look. We've got the thinner one here.
So Elizabeth couldn't find a bigger knife? I mean.
Absolutely. We got our thinner one here, medium well, and I'm sure this one here will be more toward the rear side.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. On how you like it.
Perfect.
Go ahead and put some samples here.
Sure. Well,
and
yes,
again, the nice carameling, the nice color we got off the grill. Nice hot grill.
Is this my piece right here?
Sure.
All right. Yeah, look at that. That is awesome.
A little more of the well.
Oh, that's really good. Good job. Very, very good. Well done. You got something to say?
Sure, I can try it too, but again, when you get one of the better products, like you said, this was the reserve product, you kind of get what you see back there, how it's graded, and you know the product's going to turn out good. So you kind of want to cook it, I would say not much more than around medium well. You don't want to dry it out.
Right.
You want the nice marbling here and a ribeye, and then just to enjoy all the flavors.
Look at that. And the juices on it, you can just see that coming right out. That is just beautiful. So that's really good. All right, well, I'm going to have another couple bites. We got some people out here that want to try some. So we really want to thank some wonderful sponsors, Fifth Third, St. John River District, Community Mental Health, and Waste Management. So I really appreciate that. This brings us, James, great to see you again. Thanks for coming out and helping us. We'll be here all summer long. And we have Riviera next week, so they're going to be back. So join us, and we're going to have lots of fun. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful week. Huh? And I'll be, well, if he keeps cooking this, I'll be back every week. Very good. Excellent.
Join us again next week for At the Market with Bryan Neiman, videotaped live before an audience at Neiman's Family Market in St. Clair. At the Market is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, the Curious Bank, by St. John Providence River District Hospital, Waste Management, St. Clair County Community Mental Health, and by CTV Community TV for Marine City and St. Clair.